Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Oh, this is gonna be bad. I'm back. I don't know why I'm saying this as if I'm a somebody. I'm not a somebody. Nobody was checking for my absence, but I'm here. I'm back. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, which you probably are, hey, it's been, I don't know, 7, 8 years since I've been posting regularly. So much has changed, girl. So we have a little bit to catch up on. Let's rewind just a bit. It's 2018 and on the outside, I look like I am having the time of my life. I was in a relationship with my long-term boyfriend. We were living together. I was in a job that I loved. I was getting ready to move to New York City, which is only about an hour from me. I am traveling. I'm working really hard. I'm hanging out with friends. Your girl is dancing. She's smiling. I am working out. Everything seems like it is just together. But truthfully, there was so much happening behind the scenes, so much pain that I just wasn't sharing inside, especially as women. You know, when you get that gut feeling, something was just telling me something is really, really wrong.
Breaking news tonight. Friends are calling this a breakup from hell. After 6 years of dating, a local woman has been left devastated and scrambling after a shocking breakup. Close sources say the woman and her family were absolutely blindsided. Definitely a breakup that absolutely no one saw coming.
Okay, so I'm a little dramatic. I've learned to laugh at my traumas just a little bit. So this is rock bottom for me. This breakup absolutely shocked me, my family, my friends. It absolutely shattered me. I don't think any of my friends nor me saw it coming. We had been dating and living together for 6 years, and suddenly I had a few days to pack up my stuff and move out, and I had nowhere to go. So I ended up moving into my grandmother's living room. Shout out to me at the grand old age of what, 28, 29. I'm gonna move in with my grandmother. But on the bright side, at least it's still an opportunity to have a fresh start. I'm 29, about to hit 30. I can move to the big city like I've been dreaming and finally have a fresh start.
2 weeks later.
And a couple weeks later, my mom got diagnosed with breast cancer. So I decided to stay local and be there to support my mom while she goes through chemotherapy and treatment. I decided that the move to New York City can be put on hold. It's not going anywhere. And I figure it's right there. Fresh start is still coming. It can happen. There's always next year, right?
Well, didn't see that coming. It looks like this woman will indeed not be moving to New York City this year. Back to you, Steve.
So I'm still living in my grandmother's living room at this point, and since my job put me at high risk for COVID, I could not live with my elderly grandparents anymore. So I had to go. So I ended up staying in over 5 different places in 2020. I'm couch surfing, I'm living in hotels back to back. I'm living at one point in my manager's basement. That's a whole other story. But I got tired of just basically living out of my suitcase, and I ended up finding a last minute apartment. And it broke my heart because I wanted to move to New York. You know, my first apartment's supposed to be in New York City, not here, but I needed somewhere to go, and I figured, okay, this will be for 6 months, 12 months, and then we'll get going to New York. But I'm keeping the dream alive. I'm not giving up hope. Okay, maybe next year. This is where things start to go really, really downhill. In January of 2021, I become disabled from a super rare brain condition. 4 months later, I actually get COVID, and it completely derails my health again. 2 months later, my brain condition actually becomes so severe that I lose my job. I need a caretaker. I end up having to move to a different place temporarily where I can isolate and get full-time care. I couldn't cook for myself. I couldn't clean. I lost about 30-40 pounds in a few months just from the grief alone. Life was never the same. And towards the end of the year, I still have this horrendous brain condition, but it gave me a little bit of improvement that allowed me to at least get a new job, which was in a different environment that was a little bit more suited for my disability, and at least I was able to go back to work. But now I'm doing everything in my power to run away from all the traumas that have been accumulating over the past few years. Anytime I'm left alone, I'm absolutely breaking down. I cannot face what has become my life. The grief I feel from watching my dreams fall apart, working extra hours, dating people that were absolutely no good for me, just anything to not face what has become my life. As my therapist would call this, escapism, but in a toxic way. I just desperately wanted to feel an ounce of normalcy, even if it wasn't doing the right things or with the right people. So we start 2022 with a not so good guy that I'm dating, who I'm very obviously just numbing my time with. One day he's hugging me, and as a joke he decides with all of his strength to crack my back as hard as he can. And this is a big guy. Immediately I sustained permanent nerve damage to the whole left side of my body. Went to vomit, I felt dizzy, I had vertigo. It got a little bit better, but I never regained the left side fully back. So we dumped the guy, but sustained the nerve damage. At this point, we're just adding traumas on trauma on trauma. And as if I wasn't numbing myself already with all these bad people, toxic situations, and numbing experiences, I enter what I like to call my high-functioning depression phase. Cue the music. Laughing, I'm dancing, I'm killing it at work. I'm the lowest weight I've ever been. Again, grief is causing me not to eat, but I look skinny, right? And yet, it's all just an act. And pretending I'm okay is becoming exhausting. Okay, don't fret. It gets worse. Remember that massive breakup I had in 2019 that ends horrifically? Yeah, decided to give him another chance. No shocker, it ends horrifically. I know. But I finally decided to end that relationship for good. The boundaries are shaky. Wasn't the cleanest I could have. And while I thought it would be super empowering for me to cut this relationship off that had been so toxic and draining for so many years, like, yeah, I know my worth, I'm not taking this anymore, you don't deserve me, ended up breaking something in me. It's like everything that I had been suppressing finally started to come out. But in a weird way, it just exposed all of these traumas and weaknesses and things that I had been running from that I couldn't run from anymore. It was like a huge mirror just looking back at me. I had all the traumas start to come up that had been happening to me personally, romantically, medically, relationships on all sides, things that had been buried for years all just start to come up and showing me what I had allowed, the treatment I had allowed others to treat me, and worst of all, the role I played in the pain that had been caused in my life. Oof, staring at that reflection, I couldn't handle it. Hit the lowest point of my life. And truly, my mind couldn't handle it, but neither could my body. I become the sickest I've ever been in my life. I can't hold down food. My body starts to go through random symptoms. I am having multiple panic attacks a day. I have a close family member that's dying of cancer. I have another family member that's extremely abusive to me. I emotionally, physically, mentally just couldn't handle it anymore, and I decided I just didn't want to be here anymore. I didn't go through with it, but I did do a super cool thing, and I checked myself into a voluntary psychiatric unit so I could stay alive. Sometime later, I leave with some fresh meds, a pat on my back, and therapy 3 times a week. So much work still has to be done, right? That was just a stabilizing moment, and now the work really begins. And slowly we start to unpack all these little traumas and wounds, and it isn't as excruciating as it was a few months prior, but it is still grueling to look at. And just when I begin to smile again, he found me. For the first time, I have something worth waking up for. Sorry, I love him so much. It's the one thing. It's always the one thing. But having something to care for, it gave me purpose again. Being a single dog mom is not for the weak, but he's everything. He's everything to me. Every panic attack, every setback, every PTSD moment, he's right by my side. But while I'm trying to work on my old traumas and my old grief and my old wounds, I start to get new ones. 2024. So for the first time, unexpectedly, I actually begin to date someone who treats me really nice.
Trust again that like love exists and there's like a person who could love me.
Oh, look at her. Look at fast Ashley thinking she's falling in love.
Because I've never had anyone just adorn me the way he does.
Girl, you're not falling in love. You're not in love. You're just enamored by the first person who's finally treating you right. You're not even compatible.
It's so new for me to be treated right.
Yep, that's it. Long story short, it doesn't work out. But shout out to healed Ashley, because she knows when to walk away and not waste each other's time. Only took 35 years. So as I'm working through my old traumas, I get new ones. I get into a car accident, I get bit by a tick and have to get treated for Lyme disease, which sends my health, especially my brain condition, downhill. I'm struggling to work. I can't even do my high functioning depression anymore. Like every workaround is just failing, and I can't even try to pretend as if I can hold it together anymore. Finally catching up. So we begin the year single, but I know it's finally time to put my health first. I am absolutely burnt out mentally, physically, and I know if I don't change something drastically, it's not going to be good. So I make the decision to quit my job. Have a plan in place. I take the chance. I decide to bet on me. And exactly one day, 24 hours after my last day of work, I come down with a super strong antibiotic resistant stomach virus that has absolutely wreaked havoc on my body, especially my brain condition, and it hasn't gone away. So the life I had was once again gone. While I've recapped pretty horrible years, 2025 was possibly the worst one health-wise, but we'll get into that. Also, brain condition requires me to wear headphones, and I have earplugs on underneath that, but I will explain everything. So why am I starting here? Why am I starting this channel again at rock bottom? I think I kept waiting for the perfect time to come back and start making videos. And by the way, I always loved making videos. I'm a creative, so being able to pour myself into little stuff like this is just, it's a highlight for me when I am struggling. Maybe there's something beautiful about starting at the bottom. I don't know. Most days I look like shit. I go weeks without washing my hair. I don't ever look put together. This is a very drastic change for me that I welcome. I feel really pretty right now, but most days I don't. I have no money. I cry myself to sleep constantly. Going through the disability process, which relying on the government right now is so ghetto. We'll get into that. Just maybe I'll capture my redemption story. I don't know, or at the very least, maybe more lessons, but I hope that there's a redemptive arc to my story, and I just feel really led to share it right now at rock bottom. And all the lessons, the mistakes, hello accountability, the wins, the losses, and everything in between. I am just ready to share it, and I'm still learning, right? Everything is subject to change. I feel led to share my story, and I've felt led to do that for a really, really long time. And I just pray that my suffering does not go in vain, even if it's one person. But yeah, we're gonna start right now. I may not be consistent, but I keep going, right? At least I'm gonna try. Yeah, we have a lot to catch up on, but welcome to my testimony.